I'm hosting a lady who is currently a pastor, but her pastorhood came with a lot of challenges. This is a lady who got blind while she's married. And that blindness, she has faced a lot to become where she is. For full story, stay tuned. Hi, Angie.
Hi, Jael.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Oh, thanks so much for creating time for us. And kindly introduce yourself and give us your story.
Okay. My name's Angela Monani Musioka. I'm born again. I love the Lord. I'm a preacher of the gospel. I'm blessed with 2 kids. They are teenagers. And I'm blind.
Wow.
Yes.
Kindly, Angie, 'cause most of the people will wish to understand your background. Where were you brought up? How was life? And how did this blindness come up?
Okay, I was born in Kitui County, and but I was raised in Nairobi. My parents were both working with government. My father was working in City Hall, and my mom was working with Kenya Army. I went to Langata Road Primary School, and in my high school, I went back to Kitui, where I finished my high school. After finishing my high school, there were the times of the secretarial. I went through secretarial courses, computers, office management, telephone operator. I finished and I got a job in Kenya Tires as a personal secretary of my boss.
Wow.
And that is where I met the man of my life during that time. And we got married. Yes. I became blind 2008 is when I lost my sight. And when I tried to visit doctors, the opticians, the experts, they told me it is a condition that I was born with, and I've been living with that condition. And they gave it a medical term as retinitis pigmentosa, and they told me it is something that it is inherited, and it is in the genes, and it affects the veins, and it is a vitamin that lacks, and the vitamin is vitamin E, and they said there is no correction. So they took me through counseling sections to accept myself the way now with the condition. And they told me, they really encouraged me that there's much I can do in life. During that time, I was a teacher. I was running my own academy. And I noticed that I could not read, I could not teach, I could not see the blackboard. So the vision was dying slowly. And the worst part of it, it is now 2008. I slept, and the following day, my sight was not there. When I tried to wake up, I saw blindness.
Wow.
The eyes were black. No light, And it was really a challenge for me.
Oh, so you went to sleep, and then when you wake up, that is when you noticed that you couldn't see anything.
Yes. And I was like, I was just thinking, still it is night, But my kids came and told me, Mommy, you're still sleeping. And I could not see, but I didn't share this with anyone. So I just kept it to myself. And it was a challenge. I'm telling you, it was a challenge.
I know.
Because you had your sight, you are doing everything for yourself. But now you have to depend on people to help you do what you used to do.
So now, Angie, you've woken up and then find yourself, you are blind. Take us through that episode. How was it?
It was very tough, because that time you're surrounded by people in the society, in the community. You have your relatives, you have your friends, and there are those who will just reject you. There are those who will mock you. There are those who will gossip. There are those who will talk. There are those who will celebrate.
Sure.
But few will
stand with you.
Yes, and they will sympathize. Few are there to encourage you. And especially when this thing happens, especially when you're in marriage.
Sure.
I was in marriage. It was very tough for me.
Sure.
Yes, yes.
And it's something that everyone knew that indeed you've been okay.
Yes.
And then it's just something that has cropped up.
Yes, yes. Yeah, so, okay, because when I started experiencing this rejection in the side of my marriage, that is the time now I decided to surrender my life to God. I'm not saying that time I wasn't saved. I was saved, and at that time I had a school. It was an academy, it was a private. I was the principal of the school, and in that school I had constructed a church. So when I was teaching, I was still doing my ministry work. But now this challenge has come. I have to quitting because I cannot manage the school.
Yeah,
You
sure.
employ teachers, they mess the school. So now this is where the journey of my salvation and preaching now starts. Yes. So I decided now to quit teaching, and now I be a full minister in the word of God to spread the gospel. But mind you, I'm in the marriage where maybe this salvation, they are not acknowledging my salvation. So that's where they start. There's a challenge that I became so prayerful, and I became so spiritual because I wanted now, because I'm blind and I cannot teach. I decided now it is now my spiritual life with God, and there was also a lot of rejection because when I became very prayerful, the house I was living in, I started having also problems in the house. I could not sleep at night. I was being tormented by evil spirits. I don't know where the spirits were coming from. And I want to tell those who are watching this video that evil spirits are real. I'm a victim of evil spirits. I could not sleep at night. They could torment me. They could come and lift my bed and toss my bed and drop it. They could take my blankets away. Yes.
Was it the same house that you used to live before?
Yes. Yes.
18 years?
Yes, yes, 18 years.
18 years,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes, yes. Yes.
So these evil spirits, were there before, or they just started immediately you got blind?
Immediately when I became blind, and I started now praying. When I started praying, actually, until today, I'm an intercessor. I'm a prayer warrior. So when I started praying, it is when I started experiencing these things in the house. Yes.
Were you the only person who was experiencing, or even the entire people that you were living with?
I was the only person who was experiencing.
Were you living with people?
I was living with my 2 kids and a house girl. Yes. And when I complained to the man that had married me,
Where was he by that time?
he used to work outside Kenya. Yes. So there was a lot of rejection because when I started complaining to him that I'm experiencing weird things in the house that I never used to experience.
Before?
Yes, before. He could always, itasemaje, kuniblast. And he could say, there are those prayers you're praying, those churches you're going, there are pastors who are brainwashing you. Yes, those
Kwa hivyo
churches.
hakuwa anaamini yale mambo ulikuwa unamwelezea.
Yes, yes, yes. So with that torture, each and every night, starting from 11:30 to 3:30 in the morning, it was the same Sunday to Sunday. It was the same experience, being tortured. But there are things that could climb on my bed, and they could come half. Nikishika mtu hapa, nasikia kitu kimepanda kwa kitanda changu, na nikishika kichwa hiko, but inafika mpaka hapa mwisho. Huku kwingine hakuna. Yes. So in that
you could feel it ukishika.
Yes, I could feel it nikishika, but ni nusu. Na unasikia kitanda imeenda chini. The bed is being imepresiwa chini. Like a weight of something, but uelewi ni nini. So during that experience, that encounter, I started becoming sick. I went into a very severe depression that almost cost my life. Yes. So it was in and out of, or in the house, in the hospital, that way. In hospital, coming back in the house. When I am in the hospital, when the doctors, examine me, there is nothing. Like I remember that problem started giving me heart problems, and I went to Karen Hospital. I was attended by Dr. Kikonyo, and I can say Dr. Kikonyo, he saved my life. Because you know me, I had already given up. I was giving up, because it was too much. All the day, whenever I'm sick, I'm being taken towards my ambulance. Nilikuwa nishazoea my ambulance. Inakimbia Mombasa Road.
How frequent was it?
It was like a week. A week. So finally, there's a time I was admitted in Nairobi Women's Hospital in Kitengela, and the nurses who are there, I requested them. I'm the one who doing the request. I told the nurses, please, can you refer me to Karen Hospital? I want to know exactly what is happening with my heart. So when I went and met Dr. Kikonyo, I went, there's a exercise they did. Nikakimbia kwa machine like 7 minutes, and the results Dr. Kikonyo gave me, I remember very well. Aliniambia, Angela, your heart is strong as a horse. And that is where, Jael, I picked my broken pieces, and I said, I'm not dying.
Sure.
Yes. Because I've been given a positive answer for my problem,
sure.
with a person. Si mnajua Dr. Kikonyo is an expert in heart disease. So wakati aliniambia your heart is as strong as a horse, hapo nikafufuka na nikasema sikufi, and that is why nikakuja nikajiita makutano mimi mwenyewe as Angela. Nikasema when I go in that house is when I experience these problems. But when I'm out of that house,
you are okay.
So I decided to quit. I quit the marriage. I went back to my parents' house, to my parents' home.
Immediately you were discharged?
Yes, immediately. That was February 2017, 2nd.
That is after how long that you had faced that torment?
That, okay, in hospital or in the house?
The torment, like the entire torment?
Yeah, it was almost 2 years.
Ukivumilia tu?
Nikivumilia tu. Actually not 2 years. It started in 2013. 2013 until 2017, when I decided now I have to quit. Nikaacha ndoa, nikaacha kila kitu, nikaacha mali, nikaacha magari, nikaacha maplots, mashamba, nikaacha mali. Nikarudi kwetu. Yes, because my life is so special. And God needed me to touch souls. Mungu alitaka nihudumie mioyo, nikomboe mioyo. Yes, kwa sababu ningekaa pale ningekufa. Yes, and I remember when I was in hospital, the discharge was made. That was in Nairobi Hospital. The man who had married me, he paid half of the bill. Na akarudi kazi, and he was working outside. So I was like, now who will clear the remaining bill?
Oh, he just came,
yes,
paid half of the bill, yes, and then took off.
Yes. And then I was, and I'm in hospital, and I was now, we'll clear it. Nani ata clear the bill.
Atamaliza.
So my parents came in, cleared the bill, and me, I decided to quit. Nikaacha mali. Jael, I'm telling you, me sometimes I feel so bad when I see women in marriages. They are suffering.
Sure.
Wanachapwa, wanauliwa, and they are still holding on there.
Yeah,
wanasema
sure.
Mi siacha imali, mi niliacha magari, niliacha manyumba, niliacha mali na nikatoka.
By the time you left to your parents' house, did he try to come take you back ama hivyo venye ulienda ndo venye alia?
He has never until today. He has never. Yes. And that time, Jael, I'm bedridden, Depression imenikula, inataka kunimaliza. Niko kwa kitanda, nafundishwa kukula, nafundishwa kutembea.
You are not walking?
Yes. I wasn't walking.
Due to that?
Your depression. Your depression ni mbaya. I'm telling people depression. Usikubali uliwe na depression because kwa sababu ya mwanadamu. Especially women who are in marriages. Usikubali. It is very bad. Ni kitu mbaya sana depression. And I was going depression just because of a marriage that I was really tormented.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
You were alone?
Yeah.
Vitu zinakutembelea and you don't know what
And
they
I'm
are.
blind.
And
I'm
you're blind, the worst of it.
Yes. Ebu niambie. So here the divorce process inaanza. Niko bedridden, I'm on medication, niko on therapy, ninaenda hospital.
At that time you were bedridden in hospital?
No, at home now.
At home.
At home. At my parents' home. So because they used to take me for checkup, wananipeleka naona daktari narudi. And the same thing, the divorce, my lawyers wale wamepewa hii case wanaendelea kufanya processing ya divorce. And mimi ni mgonjwa. So nikakaa chini.
It also gave you a picture that person doesn't value as much as you.
Yes, true. So mpaka from that time until today, I just nafanyanga tu picture as in how can somebody be so inhuman, to be very honest.
You have
a wife,
stuck on bed.
You have a wife, you've been staying with that wife for 18 good years, amekuzalia watoto, uko kwa kitanda na yeye anaendelea na divorce case. So what mtu anaweza sema hiyo ni nini?
What was his reason wakati alikuwa na kudivorce?
There are so many, if I give you that divorce papers usome, there were 1,000,001 accusation. And I can say men just look for things to divorce their wives.
Excuse.
Yes, because vitu mingi tunaekelewa za uongo. Kama vitu mingi hapo, it is only 10% that was correct, because we are human beings. There is nobody who is perfect.
Sure.
It is only God himself is perfect, not even Jesus himself. So there were just 10, I can say 10% was correct, 90% was wrong. Because he said that like, I'm cruel, I'm hot-tempered, I cause him mental anguish, I'm a prostitute, such things. Na me, I normally say, nitaongea lakini sitaongea, okay, fine, I'll speak but you will forgive me. I normally tell myself, huyo mwanaume aliniita I'm a prostitute, I sleep with men. Pali alinipata nikilala na mwanaume akuje aseme. Because it really pains me.
Sure.
And I think it was just a way of apatiwe divorce.
Yeah, true.
And this divorce just came because of my faith with God. It was just because of my faith with God. Because he was really against. He didn't want me to pray. He didn't want me to go to Pentecostal churches. Ile kanisa inaenda, the spirit of God moving in that church. Hey, italeta mashida. And until today, alisema, pastors brainwashed me, and prayers, and churches, they are the ones walibomoa ndoa yake. So najiulizanga kanisa ilibomoaje ndoa yake. And the lawyers who took my case, I want to say this. Wakati lawyer amepewa case na mwanaume, akaya akijua ajui huyo mwanamke anapitia nini. The lawyers who took my case, amujui nilikuwa napitia nini wakati mlikuwa mnapitisha hiyo divorce. And me, I've surrendered everything to God, nimewaachia Mungu. And I know, mkifika mbinguni at the judgment desk, Mungu atawauliza.
So everything was taken, like everything, the ruling never favored you to get anything?
Okay, Jael, how could I, and I was in bed. I was on medication. Na the doctors advised me nitulie. If I want to save my life, if I don't want to die, nitulie, niache mambo mingi. So, when the ruling was done, I just had the divorce was out. I don't have any divorce paper to show that I'm divorced. I don't have it.
Oh, really?
I don't have it. And the divorce was ruled. I don't have it.
So there was nothing that you signed to accept that I let you go?
I don't have, but the man has the divorce papers, Jael. And I normally ask myself, which Kenya is this? If people like us, me, I can say Kenya justice, ni ya watu wako na pesa. Me, I lost everything because I didn't have money. Where could I have gotten the money to defend myself? It is too painful, I'm telling you. 18 years in marriage, no natoka bila kitu. And it's like you are just being admired, ama you are being tortured because maybe mtu ako na pesa. Utadu, but there is God in heaven.
True.
There is God even who does not share his glory with a human being. Yes. Now after nilipona, after nilitoka kwa hiyo marriage, hata haikuchukua muda. It took like 3 months. And I was
And then you already on your feet.
Back. Yes, I was now back to the Angela I used to be until today.
Wow.
So I started evangelizing in Kenya, outside Kenya, in Uganda, in Rwanda, in Congo. I went to America, I went there, evangelized, and I come back. And I'm still strong, I'm still doing evangelism. I have my ministry in Kitui County. It is called Mount Olives Ministries. And I'm trusting God. I want to construct an international prayer center there. A synagogue where my friends, when I go, the friends that I normally work with outside Kenya, when they come to Kenya, they have somewhere to go and lock themselves and pray. Yes. So the ministry wasn't tough because God, I think all these challenges that I passed, it was God, a way of God preparing.
Yeah, He was just molding you to a better person.
Yes. Yes, to a better person that I am today. Yes.
So, Angie, I know you had mentioned it earlier, but I'll now want you to broaden it now that right now, you know, we've lost so many women who get abused but remain in that abusive relationship. And you being the victim, what would you tell such kind of women? And also, having talked of you losing your wealth to your husband, of which the ruling favored the other side, what can you talk about it?
Okay, first, I want to encourage women who are going through what I went through. There is nobody who can come and tell you to quit that marriage. It is only you who can make a decision. Because when unajua ule mwiba umekudunga. And okay, if you see this marriage is taking you nowhere, jiite katiba. Jiite tu katiba. Mimi sitakwambia utoke. Because so women wanakataa kutoka they fear starting again. Wanasema mimi siwezi acha hii mali, siwezi acha huyu mzee. Tulianzana na yeye nikiwa a very tiny girl. Lakini sasa hii tumezeeka, anataka niende wapi? Ndio sasa unapata wanawake wameuliwa, wamekatwa, wamenyongwa, wamechapwa, umefura, umeharibiwa sura, and you are still there. Mimi sitakwambia utoke. Maandiko inasema Mungu anachukizwa na divorce. But listen to me, you are not the divorce. My name is Angela. I'm not the divorce. Yes. Kwa hivyo Mungu achukia Angela, Mungu anachukia divorce. Kwa hivyo mimi naweza waambia mtu ajiite katiba, ukisikia umeshindwa, just walk out. Take an example of me, I'm blind.
And you are strong.
And I'm strong. And if I have made it until now, you can make it.
True.
Yes. Just look beyond the problem you are going through. Just look beyond. After the end of a tunnel, there is a light.
So, Angie, as we close up, one word to people with challenges, what can you tell them? Because you know probably, not even probably, but kuna wale tu, the moment such situation fall in, especially ukiwa mtu mkubwa hivi, you always feel like your world has crashed. Kila kitu imesimama, like your world had just come to a standstill. And then unapata na lose hope, anakatwa hapo. What can you tell such kind of a person?
I want to tell people, especially the blind, especially people living with disability, that disability is not inability. Think or see beyond your blindness. If you are on a wheelchair, you are seated on a wheelchair, see beyond your wheelchair. If you are deaf, see beyond your deaf. If you don't have legs, you don't have hands, see beyond your hands, see beyond your legs. There is more than blindness. And I remember my doctor in Aga Khan, Dr. Choksi. There is something she told me. She's an Indian. I love her so much. She told me, Angela, do what you can do, and what you cannot do, just forget about it.
Sure.
So I want to tell all people with disability, do what you can do, and what you cannot do, just forget about it. Yes.
Thanks so much, Angie, and thanks so much for also giving us your space, because we've intruded your space here. Thanks so much, na ubarikiwe, and I believe Mungu atatenda kama Mungu.
Amen.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
To my good viewers, I believe Angie's story, what can I say? It's a story to touch, because right now, people with disabilities are facing a lot, and for that reason, I think we need to embrace each other, hold each other, and move together. Till next time, I'm your host, Jael Msumba.